Hello again. My name is Cece Chateau, and I am CEO and co-founder of AASANA Textile Woodwork. Oh, I am so blessed and highly favored to be back in full effect speaking with you guys today. And I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes and to get some material out to you. So here I am. And I would like to give each and every one of you, Facebook friends, family, everyone who knows about AASANA Textile Woodwork's mission, I wanted to give you an update on where we are in our AASANA Textile Woodwork Indiegogo campaign for 2015. So currently right now, we have 23 likes on our company Facebook page. Not bad, but we have potential for more likes and for more people to know about our mission. And as far as our contributions, we have 4 contributors, 4 people backing our business, and we have managed to raise $175. So, right now, I want to encourage you, if you're watching this video, to make sure to click the links below. Head on over to our Indiegogo campaign page, and that's where you can help us in making a contribution of support. Also, we encourage you to like and share and repost our campaign links and our Facebook company page. So be sure to head on over. The links are below. And get the clicking away. Get the clicking away. All right now. So today is a very special day. I want to personally invite you on a journey with me today. We are going to take a journey back to Abeokuta, Nigeria. Yes, and we are going to explore the Yoruba textile art of Adire. Adire, a Yoruba term which means resist dye technique. This resist dye technique has been in existence for centuries. It is not only exclusive to Nigeria, however, the Nigerians or the Yoruba people of Abeokuta have mastered this craft and they've made it their own with their distinctive color, the indigo color, and their particular motif artistry. This particular textile artwork is a pride of the Yoruba people. They hold it with such esteem because it's their creation, and I had the privilege to have traveled to Abeokuta, Nigeria, southwestern Nigeria, last year, and I had the opportunity to see this in person, and I just fell in love with this art. So join me. Let's get into it. The Yoruba people of southwestern Nigeria have developed 3 specific methods on achieving the motif on this beautiful fabric. And a motif, for those of you that don't know, is pattern. It's the pattern on the fabric, or the design on the fabric. So the first technique is called Adire Eleko. And Adire Eleko is basically the use of a liquid resistant solution to produce the motif. So an example of a liquid resistant is hot wax, cassava paste, or starch paste. And what is done is either a stencil, or they can use freehand to produce the motif. So they would dip a stencil in hot wax or starch paste, and they will stamp the fabric, with the stencil that was dipped in the liquid-based solution, and the areas that cover the liquid-based solution are the areas where the fabric will not absorb the dye. So an example of this, I'm wearing it right now, but here I'm going to show you on this particular shirt. So these white areas or light areas or negative areas of the fabric are the areas where the fabric did not absorb the dye. And so after they stamp the fabric with the motif, or they freehand with the liquid-based solutions, then the fabric goes through a series of dye baths and a series of washes to wash the actual solution, the dried solution. If it's wax, they wash it off with hot boiling water. And it goes through a series of these baths. The fabric is then dried, and voila, you have this beautiful, exquisite design on the fabrics. And as I said, Adire Eleco can be done either using stencil or freehand. The second method of resist dye technique Yoruba people practice is called Adire à la Bere. Adire à la Bere. And Adire à la Bere is the use of needle and thread to achieve the motif. And so an example of this is here. So typically what is done, the fabric is folded into areas where they sew it. They sew it. And the areas that are sewed will have the negative motif pattern. And typically, à la bere is used for if you want like a clean cut look. So if you notice, there are stripe patterns on this particular fabric, and the stripe patterns are very straight, neat edged stripes. They're not like rigid edges. Do you see the dots in the motif? That is where the needle penetrated the fabric. So this is Adire à la Bere, and that's how you can tell. The third and final method of resist dye technique for the Adire is called Adire Oniko. And Adire Oniko is simply tie-dye. What you and I know as tie-dye. How that is achieved is basically the fabric is either clumped together in sections or neatly folded in sections and then tied with a piece of thread. Then the fabric is dipped into the dye. It goes through the same series of dye baths and rinses. It's hung out to dry, and voila. Those particular pieces have more like a rigid effect where the patterns you see, they're kind of like, the edges are kind of like wavy looking, and it's because of the tying of the fabric, or the fabric being clumped together. And those areas that are tied together will not absorb the dye. The dye will not penetrate those areas of the fabric. As I said, this art of Adire has been practiced for centuries. The most recent form is actually the Adire Eleco form, the use of liquid resist solution. The oldest form of it is the Adire Oniko, which is the actual tying of the thread on areas of fabric. The Yoruba people, if you notice, this is a beautiful blue. It's called indigo. It's an indigo blue. And the reason for the indigo color and why the indigo color is the trademark signature Yoruba Adire color is because back in the olden days, or even now, it's still practiced, the dye was a homemade dye, and it was created from the indigo plant that grew on the land. in southwestern Nigeria. And so they would pick these plants, they would make the dye solution, and it would go through this whole process. And the dye solution was a very labor intensive task to actually create this solution, and very time consuming. So in most recent years, Adire has become extremely colorful. But indigo, I wanted to showcase indigo because indigo is the traditional color of Adire. And Adire is also referred to as Kampala, and it means the same thing from what I understand. In speaking to Nigerians, I just think it's more of a contemporary modern word for Adire. So I personally love this particular African textile. It is pure artistry. I think over time they have developed it for it to be more appealing to contemporary style. And I love it. I personally love it. I would hope that this is definitely a piece that, or this particular textile art, I would hope that we can showcase this fabric in our store and sell it. That's our goal for AASANA Textile Woodwork, is to actually be able to sell this stuff. I mean, it's a beauty. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, okay, friends and family, I'm so excited to let you know that we are doing a giveaway of 2 of our shirts. The first $50 contribution to our AASANA Textile Woodwork Indiegogo campaign page will receive a Adire Eleko piece, and our first $60 contribution will get this Adire Alabere piece. Get on to our AASANA Textile Woodwork Indiegogo campaign page, make your contribution, and you can have a complimentary gift of this beautiful dashiki and this button up. Can also be gifts. You don't have to personally be buying them for you, but you can buy it for something and for someone. Also, I wanted to tell you, when I mail these out, I will have washing and maintenance instructions for these pieces. Absolutely, because you know what? You don't want to put this in your washing machine. There are specific maintenance requirements for these garments, and so I will be providing the instructions when you get your shirt. So please do not put this in the washing machine. This is not washing machine proof. Okay, with that being said, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch my video. I really appreciate it. Remember, we have the links below. Head on over to support our cause. Head on over to support our mission. We have a mission to take over 2015. And we are going strong. Oh, yeah. All right, take care. Peace.